Hello, guys. Welcome back to episode 2 of Demystifying Business Intelligence with Zook. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And today we're going to be talking about data profiling. So, what is data profiling and what does it do? And I'll give you some of the examples and the benefits of it. So, think of it like, when you have a crush, you go into their social media platforms to look at what do they do, the places they go, trying to get an understanding of the person. It's like that with your data profiling as well. You're trying to understand your data, trying to see where the gaps are. So with data profiling, we would see like gaps in our data. We'll see if there's missing data, if we have any. For instance, we have a data set of customers. So looking at it, you'd go through it and check if is there any missing data. So you're profiling it. You're trying to understand it, looking at the structure, the data types that are used, and all of that. So that's what data profiling is about. And you can do this basically utilizing Excel. Excel can provide you that, but it's not like an advanced tool when you have a lot of data. It's not really that much suitable. Another tool that I like and I've utilized before is actually Alteryx. So Alteryx provides you the capabilities of seeing data gaps within your data, duplication, and all those weird things that are happening, but the gaps are important. So you want to see where am I having gaps in my data? Why do I not have this data and all that? So besides, before you even go into detail into looking into your data, you already warned that there's missing data. That's what I like Alteryx about. But you can also use other open source tools like OpenRefine. And data profiling happens before data wrangling. Remember, episode 1 was specifically talking about data wrangling, the process where we start cleaning our data, making it usable. But this is a step before we actually go to data wrangling. So it's the process where we're looking at our data, we're observing it, we are stalking our data. What's going on? What's where it's along? We're trying to know what's going on. And once we know what's going on, then we can go to another process called data wrangling, of which we've covered in episode 1. And now I'll be going to the second terminology of the day. So our second terminology of today is data sampling. I feel like this one explains itself. So it's the process where we actually taking a sample of the data set that we have. For instance, we have million records of data and we take 10,000 records of data. It's the process where we take the 10,000 records of data and we look into it to see the trends that are happening within that specific data. For instance, we have customer data and we want to see the trends in spending. So we don't really need to utilize the all 1,000 rows of the data. We can take like a small sample, like 10,000 records, and we can actually get to understand the spending patterns within those subset of data. It's a representative of the whole entire data set. And you can utilize Python with this. You can utilize Python with pandas. You can utilize R as well. Mostly data scientists use this a lot. In BI, we don't really sample much because it's mostly like data science. That's data scientists when they want to do their predictions and all that. I think I've only done this like maybe once or twice, and the task that I was doing was actually related more towards data science more than business intelligence development. And I also want to mention like some of the visualization tools that you use. Even though we're gonna cover like visualization tools later on, we're still very early on into our data lifecycle now and trying to decipher terms early on in our data lifecycle. So Tableau does also offer you that functionality where you don't have to show everything. You're just looking at the subset of your data. And I think Power BI as well. I'm not very much certain about that. I would have to actually double check it. But I know Tableau for sure, it does that for you. And also some of the database management systems, they actually like have like some sort of sampling. So instead of looking at the whole entire data that you want to look at, it gives you like a subset of data that you can really work with and analyze to see the trends that are happening in there. Now we're gonna be going into our final terminology for today. So our third terminology for today is data masking. It's also a self-explanatory word, data masking. Ingari is Spider-Man when he's trying to hide himself from the world. We're hiding data. Basically, we when we work with personal data and we have to share it, at times we have to share like personal data. For instance, like when a customer purchases things, um we receive that data, but when we have to share it with certain departments, for instance the marketing department, to do certain analysis, we can't give the marketing department everything as it is. So we have to mask it, like hide maybe the IDs and the people's names, so that the marketing department does not really have access to the people's names. They can see what they want to see, the prices and all that locations, but they can't really see who was the person who purchased this. So that's the whole entire process of data masking. We're hiding personal data. So cloud services like AWS actually do offer these functionalities for you. I know as well Microsoft Azure, they do have a service where you actually can mask your data. Um, Besides that, you can also utilize Python to mask your data. You can utilize R as well to mask your data. So these are the tools that you can utilize to mask your data. You don't have an excuse. You can't just share people's data just like that. You gotta hide it. We are very insecure people. We don't want our data to be shared. Even me, I know I don't want my data being read by a stranger somewhere. So it has to be protected. And that was our final terminology for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much. And please do subscribe on my YouTube channel if you haven't for more content. And please do comment down below with regards to what you want me to talk about next and what you would really like to learn. And yeah, I have content for days for you guys. And I hope you do really enjoy learning about data in general, learning about business intelligence in general, and I'll be covering also in other parts of the data jobs like your data scientists, your data engineers, not just specifically business intelligence development. But I have interesting content for you guys. Please stay tuned and please do subscribe. Bye bye. Thank you.